Have you looked into, have you tried to look into religion at all? Such as the crucifixion?
So this sidekick apparently worked for the government, and Sean Ryan asked her, have you ever thought about religion and Jesus and the resurrection of Jesus? So make sure to watch till the end, because I have a Bible verse that will tie all of this together, and this is absolutely wild.
Have you had any experiences that solidify your beliefs?
Not really. I mean, I can't.
Not really.
I don't have any scientific evidence. I did have one woman put me through a past life, and I don't know if it's true. It was sort of like a hypnotic state where you kind of go and visualize a past life. And I think I was in Nova Scotia growing wheat. I remember that.
Wow.
I remember that. But I remember also there was a religion there that was very strict. I can remember in whatever, under that session, I remembered belonging to an organized religion that was very strict. And so when I came out of that, I probably figured, well, the Catholic religion that I grew up with probably that energy was probably coming from that energy from that past life. And so somehow maybe I cleared myself of it in this.
I think it's funny how this experience made her not want anything to do with religion. Like, it gave her a negative thought towards Jesus, which is funny because it's almost like when people get these experiences, it's most likely from a demon or from God, but anything that is being negative towards God or religion, as in, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stigmatism of negative things towards religion. We get that. But I would say it's this caused her not to look into Jesus then. So let's see what.
Have you tried to look into religion at all? Such as the crucifixion?
Look how nervous she gets.
You have? Do you not want to talk about that?
That's so weird. What is she doing with her eyes?
Okay. Do you want to talk about, you had mentioned you had a UFO experience.
Yeah, when I was 13.
What? So she doesn't want to talk about Jesus, and she gets all weird, and then she'll talk about a UFO experience. And I think how this UFO experience actually is more from a demon experience causing her not want to believe in Jesus.
Years old. This was another thing too that had happened to me. We were playing, a bunch of us kids, we were playing baseball. It was a spring day, and it was right at that time that the day goes into, it was dusk where the day goes into the darkness. So we had to quit playing baseball. So we were walking across the baseball field, and we heard the shh. Then we saw an unidentified object. It was green, light with the ring around it, and it just went over us. So we screamed and we yelled, and people came out and they pointed to the object. So yeah, I did have a UFO experience. And so that all kind of leads you into thinking about stuff too.
It does. It does. Have you looked into any more UFO type stuff or extraterrestrial? I spoke with Joe about this, and he had I don't remember the date, but it was, I don't remember the date. It was BC, and they wanted him to remote view Mars. And he had remote viewed some type of a pyramid that are you familiar with this? Well, he had remote viewed Mars. I'm just going to throw an arbitrary number out. Let's say 10,000 BC. It's probably not 10,000 BC, but I'm just throwing a number out. And he had remote viewed Mars, and It his experience basically, if I remember correctly, there was pyramids, and it looked like people were evading something, and they were using that as some type of a protective shelter. Um, have you remote viewed any? Have you remote viewed anything in space?
Yes, but I didn't trust the, no, I did, but I don't trust the information because I was remote viewing Mars, but I didn't trust the information or the feedback because I don't think it was known at the time.
What did you? What was the feedback?
S- Um, I can't even remember, but it didn't make sense.
Okay.
It was at Fort Meade. There was one guy there. He wanted everybody to remote view Mars, but the protocol he would it wasn't good. It just was it wasn't a clean protocol, and I just didn't trust and I don't even remember because I don't trust the session and I don't trust the information.
So you don't trust anything unless you get the feedback
Well, in remote viewing, yeah,
or the.
in remote viewing. But see, a lot of this stuff, like a lot of times I read or I have my own personal feelings on stuff, but I don't know. But I kind of have my own feeling on things, how things go or whatever. But in the psychic world, if I'm performing, I would need the feedback, even if I give psychic readings. It's sort of, I kind of have to take what my thoughts are or what my beliefs are. I just take it out of the equation.
Is that hard for you to do?
No, because I know what I believe and I just know what I can't.
Why do you believe?
That's crazy. It's funny how she is so willing to talk about all these crazy things. She's willing to talk about aliens, them abducting them, but she won't talk about Jesus. She'll talk about psychic experiences, going to Mars, but not about Jesus. Because I'm wondering if she had an experience that caused her to not want to talk about Jesus because she knows that Jesus has the ultimate power. Jesus is the one can completely transform a life, and demons flee and tremble at the name of Jesus. And that's the thing though. I feel like maybe she had this alien abduction or alien experience or whatever you want to call it, which I think are most likely demons, cause her to really dislike. That's what I'm thinking. Because we see over and over that people who have alien abductions in their head or in their mind or wherever whatever is happening, people don't even believe in God, but they know that if someone says something about in the name of Jesus, these abductions stop for whatever reason.
Because
With reincarnation and
to me it makes sense. To me it makes sense. It it I had a lot of questions about why I felt certain things or why I thought a certain way. And when I started to study about reincarnation or it closed up a lot of answers for me. It just made, I didn't believe in reincarnation at first because I was born Catholic. But once I overcame that hurdle and believe and started saying this could be possible, I even did I my psych I even opened up more psychically. It was like I had to get that belief system. It just was another. It was just made somehow on some level. It made sense that it just opened me up more.
interesting.
I
Interesting.
wonder
Didn't
why.
scare me.
Yeah,
It was like that makes sense.
get rid of any ideas of Jesus and cut them out of your life, and then yeah, you'll have more access to demonic power or whatever.
I guess energy doesn't die. We can come back.
Have you had any visions of past lives?
Well, I had the one woman, like I said, with the Nova Scotia, but that was like a hypnotherapist. She kind of put me under. But yeah, I feel like I may have been in England at some point. But I had a dog. God, that dog, I felt I just, knew I went through something with that dog, and I have a cat now that I just feel like I
This
just
is
feel
so
that it's just something
interesting.
you feel. I guess you just can't,
It's an intuition.
yeah. But there are certain things I like to watch on certain things that I watch or I'm attracted to, or, and I often wonder, well, if I have a strong attraction to something, or if I'm obsessed with something, maybe I'll do some research or whatever, and I'll think, well, maybe there's a connection there, but I don't know what it is for sure.
Wow. That's absolutely wild. So now I have a Bible verse I want to pull up, and it's going to be a little bit longer, but I think it really applies. One day, as we were going down to the place of prayer, we met the slave girl who had a spirit that enabled her to tell the future. Sounds a lot like, she earned a lot of money for her masters by telling fortunes. She followed Paul and the rest of us, shouting, "These men are servants of the Most High God, and they have come to tell you how to be saved." You know what's funny? They're not saying anything wrong here. This girl who's been possessed by demons is not saying anything wrong. But sometimes saying the right thing at the wrong time's not always the best. This went on day after day until Paul got so exasperated that he turned and said to the demon within her, "I command you in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her." And instantly it left her. Her master's hopes of wealth were now shattered, so they grabbed Paul and Silas and dragged them before the authorities of the marketplace. The whole city in the uproar because of these Jews. They shouted to the city officials, "They are teaching customs that are illegal for us Roman to practice."